Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to class number 46. So here we are. Let's get started. Before we start, just to come into the room, become present. If you're not sure where you are, now is the time to ask yourself, where am I? And to see how you feel, where you're coming from, what your day looked like, and how you feel now. Take a deep breath. Whether it's kids going back to school, cooking, cleaning, back to yeshiva, learning, back from the country, or not yet, routine. It's always good to become aware of where we are. And tonight, we're going to be discussing a little bit becoming aware that Hashem created us as humans, and it's going to be part of the topic that we always talk about, and loving ourselves the way we are, because that's the way Hashem created us. So we are in the month of Elul, and I always like to take a moment to become aware of what our reaction is, what words come up, what ideas come up when we hear Rosh Hashanah, Elul, when these, everybody has different ideas. Some people, it could be positive, things they love, look forward. It's a time of the year that they start new. They feel clean. They feel the love of Hashem with the davening and whatever they're doing. Others don't feel that way. And if you can put in the chat just one word, one or two words, let me know what comes up when these words, talking about Rosh Hashanah Elul. Many people are a bit too busy and nothing really comes up. And we'll talk about that also, that, the apathy we discussed, basically it is what it is. So, I'll do what I have to do, but let me not think about it too much. It's always good to become aware, whether it's feeling scary. Some people want to run away. Some have anxiety. Some are not sure what to do. And others, again, it's could be you have some positive feelings, loving, becoming connected, closer to Hashem as our Father. So the first thing is to become aware of what comes up. And the next step is to realize that sometimes we need to relearn. That whatever comes up is because it's something that we learned. And sometimes we need to relearn. So, like we mentioned many times, again, we're born clean, pure, no ideas, a little baby, know nothing about anything. It just is. A neshama, clean. And then based on where we are, we grow up. It could be 4 or 5, 8, 9. We pick up ideas from our surroundings, from the adults in the room, whether it's parents, it's teachers or friends, or maybe reading about it. So you might have picked up something that's not working. And now is the time to relearn. Let me see what comes up. Why does it come up that way? And to see, is it right? And how do I use it for myself? If it's something that's not working for you, that's that's a rule, whatever it is. If it's something that pulls you down and doesn't help you continue, do the right thing, then it's probably not for you. And you might have to find a different idea because there are many ideas out there, and you always have to know how to balance it out. Balance out these ideas. Talking about learning Musar, doing tshuva. All the Baalei Musar say that before you start learning Musar, the way you're supposed to tell yourself how you have to correct yourself and fix yourself and be better, you can't do that if you can't tell me at least 10 things that you're doing great. If you can't tell me a list of positive things about yourself, then you're not supposed to go to that idea of Musar. You first have to build yourself up to understand who you are, part of Hashem, and Hashem loves us. And many people, when they hear that word, it doesn't connect. It just doesn't. And that's also an awareness. The relationships in our life. The adults, the parents. If I do something wrong, what happens? Do I run away? Better they don't find out, because if they do. So this all happens when very young, and it does have correlation, parents, and the way we look at Hashem, the way we look at ourselves. How do I look at myself? How do I judge myself? And talking about sitting with ourselves, what comes up, those are the things that come up. Many times that's the reason why it's so hard to stop and just be. Because we're uncomfortable sitting with ourselves. Sitting with a parent, the way the parent, the way you got that belief about yourself from the parent or from the teacher. And so we connected to Hashem also. How do we look at Hashem? If we sit in a room with Hashem, what is it? Many people, it's anxiety, get me out of here. I'm not comfortable. He probably doesn't like me. I did so many things wrong. So if that comes up, again, no positive, no negative. Let's first see what comes up. If these feelings come up, these ideas come up, it's always never too late and a great time to relearn, see where it comes from, and say, wait a second, let's figure this out. So let's see, what is Rosh Hashanah? Really, tshuva is only for Yom Kipper. Rosh Hashanah is a day that the beginning of the year, that was the day that Hashem created humans. And that's the day that Hashem looks at his world to see what's going on, if it's working. And we are the ones to say that Hashem, we're choosing you for a king. Hashem, you are the king. That's Rosh Hashanah. We get dressed white, we call it a yontif, and yes, it says in Shulchan Aruch you should have positivity, which some people have a hard time figuring this out because it's a day of awe. How do we have positive together? But for those who understand emotions, you can have both because there's two ideas here. But it's basically Yom Kippur is really, we have 10 days afterwards, and Yom Kippur is a time that we become clean. And now when Elul is, you have a few weeks to get ready for Rosh Hashanah to meet our Creator, to meet Hashem. And how do we change what comes up? So we have Rosh Hashanah and we have Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is the day that Hashem created the world. And that's the day he created humans. Now, why is it so important? Hashem had created Malachim. And Malachim, they praise Hashem, but it's not really their choice, either because, many of us relate to Malachim as robots. This is how Hashem created them. Or because Malachim see the truth. They have the clarity. And when you see the truth and the clarity, there's no bechira. They don't have a choice. Now Hashem wanted something else. Hashem wanted a certain type of species that have a choice, that they can choose whatever it is. And here we are. We are those that's called humans, and we are put in this world. And everything we discussed till now, the ups and the downs, the positive and the negatives, the good mood and the bad moods, and even the escaping and not being aware, exactly where you are. That's exactly what Hashem wants. And this is exactly what Hashem wants. So that's very important to be aware. Hashem created us as humans with all our feelings and all of the things that we're going through. And whatever comes up, that's exactly the way Hashem wants us to be. And now we have a choice. So let's stop over there. Let's see what comes up when we hear the word Elul and Tshuva. What idea comes up when you hear Tshuva? You can put it in the chats. For many, Tshuva is like we mentioned, apathy, because we don't believe. Many people don't believe that actually we can do Tshuva. I did something wrong, and I just say, I'm sorry, I'll try to be better. I don't believe that it's possible. Some people have a hard time because it's too hard. It's too hard to do Tshuva. Whatever concept you have in your mind of Tshuva, it's too hard. And for those who have tried many times and feel it's not really working. Okay, so we can discuss that. And then there are those who don't even know what exactly am I supposed to do. So I'm lost. So I guess I'll just, I'll get ready, daven, and that's it. What else am I supposed to do? So to understand that Hashem created us as humans, this is very important, because if you have the concept of all or nothing, that means you believe Tshuva means today I am changing and that's it. I'm becoming a tzaddik. But that's not possible. Sorry, it's just not. And I'm not the one who made you. Hashem is the one who created you. And this is how he created us as humans. So we have to realize how it works for humans. And yes, what does Hashem want? Hashem wants us to stop and look where we are and see what could I do to make a little change. That's about it. Isn't that amazing? Now, if when you sit down by yourself, you're judging yourself, there's negative, and when you think about Hashem looking at you, so it's usually the same thoughts. What thought comes up when you sit with yourself about yourself? Now you're going to meet Hashem, and that's exactly what you're going to hear from Him. And if you're upset at yourself and you see the negative, and all the negative thoughts come up, then when you meet your Creator, that's exactly what's going to come up. Where does that take you? Now I understand why it's anxiety and you don't want it. That's not where you want to go. So first you have to realize Hashem is the one who created us this way. Wherever you are now, wherever you are, it doesn't make a difference. If you're totally shut down, that's part of humanity. Realize this is where I am and I'm okay. Like we discussed many times, no matter where you are, to be able to tell yourself, I am okay and I'm enough. Does that mean I'm perfect? No, we're not looking for perfect, because that's not for humans, and that's not how Hashem created us. Hashem created us as humans to understand that we're growing, we're on this journey, we're trying. And many have this feeling when they were young. Now, it's, usually teenagers or younger kids, they take it seriously, which is amazing. They take things much more literal. And when they hear it in class, when the teacher or Rebbe teaches it, or the parents, they actually try to do whatever they can. And what happens after a few years? Eventually, many just, okay, whatever. It is what it is. They didn't come out with the positive insight, with the positive takeaway when they were younger. And what happens is many times they walk away feeling didn't work. Even though they've done a great job. They've done amazing. Made a small Kabbalah. It worked for a few days. Had Kavanah, a few words here, tried over there. Some buy the siddur that has the Parashamilas, they take the art scroll. But when they walk away from it, walk away from Rosh Hashanah, walk away from Yom Kipper, what's that feeling? Do you feel, thank you, Hashem. Wow, I grew, I'm better, and it's amazing, it's working? Or you walk away saying, whatever, I tried, but deep down you feel like it's not working. How long could you hold on to that? How long does that last? That doesn't last too long. So you get older, some people just say, okay, listen, I'm not giving it up. I'll try, I'll do it, but it's whatever. So we need to relearn, understand that what you did when you were younger, there's no, you don't have any regrets for what you did, because you did amazing. Some people would call it naive, but you were very pure, you tried your best. But it's only that outcome that we need to change, to understand that when you did your best, that is the best. That's exactly what Hashem wants from you. And here we are again. No matter where you are, you might feel lost, might feel disconnected. Whatever comes up, for whatever reason, that's exactly where you are. And as a human being, that's all you can do is small change. What could I do? I'll try to think about the first Hashem I say in the first bracha. That's it. And then in your mind, you might be used to the negative thoughts. You say, okay, that's going to make a difference. Is that really going to make a difference? And you have to be able to talk back. Say, oh, I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. It's so many years that you felt disconnected and you didn't believe because it's too hard. But this is all Hashem wants from me. This is all Hashem wants from you now, and that's okay. And again, everybody, wherever they are, I don't know where you are, and talk about tshuva. If somebody starts this year, they want to become frum, and they want to do Rosh Hashanah, what would you tell them? What would the first thing they should do? See, you'd find a few things, say this, do that, that's it. It's amazing. But for us, we expect perfect, we expect everything, we expect to be there already, even though we're not. We're on that journey. So accept yourself where you are. Judge yourself favorably. Understand that that's the way Hashem looks at you, and even much more than the way you look at yourself. So many of us meet Hashem 3 times a day. And then there are some who don't meet Hashem, even though they do daven. Even though they daven every day, but they don't really meet Hashem. And Rosh Hashanah is a time that we actually get to meet Hashem. And one by one. Like it says, like the sheep go through, it's one at a time. And that's when people can get an anxiety if it's all by myself. There's no one to blame, no one to be there on your side. It's you and your Creator who loves you. So how do you feel about that? If somebody meets Hashem every day and understand that Hashem loves them and they're on the journey, they're working, they're doing their best. So every day take a few minutes to meet yourself, if you can sit and practice to be by yourself. And then when you daven, Dam Shemona Esrei, you're talking to Hashem. There you are, you and Him. Or you can bring Hashem into the room when you sit by yourself to talk with your own language, talk to Hashem. And slowly we can relearn to understand that Hashem loves us. Hashem is the one who created us this way. And all our ups and downs, things that we don't like, but that's what He did. And that's what He wants. He wants us to figure it out exactly where you are. So if we meet our Creator every day, then when it comes to Rosh Hashanah, it's part of it. It's not like a new thing. It's not like once a year. Like Hashem, I saw you yesterday. I understand that today is the day. Today is Rosh Hashanah. You know, I've worked on it on Elul. I say one kapitel Tilim. I try to work on my brachas, try to work on whatever it is, wherever you are, that small move, that small change. And even though it doesn't always last, because that's part of it. That's part of us. Not always does it last. So we try again. And then we meet Hashem every day and we're connected. And then when Rosh Hashanah comes, here we are, we're ready. I know you, Hashem. We talk and I understand there's certain things you want me to fix, you want me to change. And I'm working on it. And you know I am, and I'm having a hard time. And you know that too. And you know everything. So it's pretty open. And that's why people are scared. But if we understand this is how Hashem created us, and He's a loving Father, and that's the way He looks at us, then we can slowly change the way we daven. And the way we daven every day, the way we relate to ourselves. So like we mentioned before, it's always important to realize we picked up the relationship, whether it's from the adults, the teachers, our parents. When we did something wrong, many of us, it would be much better if they wouldn't find out, because if they would, who knows what. Now, if we did something wrong and Hashem doesn't want, how do we relate to that? What comes up? So sometimes it's related. But Hashem is different. Hashem says, listen, I understand you're doing things wrong because I created you that way. There's no such thing as being a tzaddik and doing nothing wrong. It's just not possible. And being perfect is also not possible. And that's the way I made you. And that's why I'm celebrating. This is the day you created human as humans. And this is what I want. And if you, in your situation, wherever you are, stop for a moment and say, Hashem, I want to be better. What can I do? This is something I have to work on. I'll try to do that small move, small change. That's exactly what He wants. And sit there, embrace it. Now, that's not easy for everyone. It does take time. And this is the work that we're doing to realize what comes up, the relationship we had to ourselves, what do we believe about ourselves. And that's how we can slowly get to being closer to Hashem, closer to ourselves, loving ourselves the way we are, even with all that has to be, get better on that journey, because we're still on this journey. We haven't finished. And we as humans have a choice, because Malachim don't. But we have a choice. And we say, Hashem, I'm choosing to see what I can get better, to be closer to you. But this is a very important secret, that even those that feel disconnected, feel that they're not doing the right thing, and probably Hashem is angry at them, and that's the way they feel, and that's where they are. So that's why they're not looking, they're not opening their eyes. It's like hiding in the sand, trying not to go there. But that's exactly the way Hashem wants you to talk to Him, because that's where you are. And wherever you are, that's where He wants you to say, here I am. That's it. And whatever small things to change. And at the end, very important, when you did that, you have to walk away saying, it worked. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you for helping me, even if it's something very small. Because if not, it's just going to take us back to that old pattern. The old pattern of saying, whatever. Yeah, I did daven, we did it. It is what it is. Let's put away the sukkah. and go back to routine. That's apathy. That's the feeling of it didn't work. And if you continue with that feeling, it's not going to last. You're not going to want to look at it again. So make sure that small change that you do, when you walk away with that, give yourself that pat on the back and say, I am doing great. Can you do better? For sure. We're still working on it. You heard that voice? Can you do better? Right away, it comes right in. But first tell yourself, you did great. Beautiful. Any questions you can send in the chat, and we'll see if we can answer some questions. Whatever came up while I was speaking. Okay, let me just a second. Great question. Forgiving somebody that has hurt you, and it's very hard to forgive them. Yes, that's a hard one. Many people struggle with that, and they think that Hashem wants us to forgive them fully now. But again, He created us human, and it hurts. You can't just run to acceptance. You can't just run and say, yeah, everything's fine, everything's good. In Mitzvah Hashem, you can work on it. You can work on Emunah B'tachon, realizing that everything that happens is Hashem, and there's nothing that anybody can do to you. And that's something I'm working on, and we're all working on that. Hopefully, one day we'll get there. But the only way how to get there is by first being able to process the emotions, which are anger, and whatever emotion comes up, you have to let it come up. We weren't born a malach. Again, it's a process. So somebody did something wrong, and you can't forgive them because you believe they're the one who did it wrong. Beautiful. That's where you are now. Now you should go to a speech, and you should hear that there's nothing they can do. It's everything Hashem. It's everything Hashem. Well, logically, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I cannot forgive them. So you sit down, you say, Hashem, somebody really, really hurt me, and they believe they did it right. They're not even saying I'm sorry. And it hurts me, and I can't forgive them. Hashem, please help me figure this out. I understand that you run the world. I understand that you do everything. But it still hurts me, and it's hard for me to forgive them. And I believe that's where you need to be. If you can do that, then eventually one day, hopefully, Mitzvah Hashem, on the journey, you'll grow to a place to understand where those people, listen, I don't know what happened, but Hashem does run the world, and that's what Hashem wanted. That's a big, big madrega, and one day we'll get there. But if we run right away, when we're 10 years old, we say Hashem runs the world, whatever anybody does to me, I accept, and nothing hurts me, it's not going to last. That's not real. That I would call is suppressing emotions. Yes, the expectation is to hopefully Emir Hashem get there. But if we're not there yet, accept yourself for where you are. You cannot become a malach. We're not becoming malachim. We're staying human, and we're growing. We're getting better and better. I feel in Shul I'm not alone. I'm part of a group who are on a much higher level, and my davening is going up together with theirs. Beautiful, and that's true. When you do daven in Shul with a tzibur, obviously it does go together, and that's every time you daven with a minyan, which is amazing. I would ask you, how do you feel when you're without it by yourself? Because we should have a good feeling by ourselves. Also, sitting by ourselves, take a little tillah, and you sit there and you daven to Hashem, and then you walk away saying, wow, Hashem is listening to me. Hashem loves me. Hashem loves me the way I am now. And it might take time to get there. But that's, if you can get there, that's the thoughts in your head. So yes, and when you're in shul, it's easier because we're all doing this together. So whatever happens. But it's on Rosh Hashanah. It says it's individualized. Everybody, individual gets have a meeting with Hashem. Say, where are you? how was your year, and let's find the positives. Let's thank Hashem. Let's see the half full. There's so much to be thankful about. And let's see the half full about ourselves, that we're working, and amidst Hashem, we're on this journey getting better. And that's the way Hashem wants to hear it from us. Taking the next step, whether it's small or big, wherever you are on the journey. So pat yourself on the back and tell yourself thank you, so you can meet yourself, find time to be by yourself, quiet, and then you can meet your Creator, your loving Father. And if the relationship needs to be relearned, we can do that. See, what does Hashem want from me? So that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for showing up. Hashem, we'll see you next week on Wednesday night. And have a good night and a good week. And whatever small moves you do should work. You should be able to relearn, see things from the positive side. And that's the only way how we can grow and continue on this ladder. Have a good night.